Coming from the information, SpaceX, how the hell do you say this? God damn it. SpaceX AI? Like, dear Elon Musk, you've got $1 trillion. Can you work on your naming? Can you work on your brand name? It just doesn't roll off the tongue. What is it with you with this whole X thing? I still call Twitter Twitter. I don't call it X. Who the fuck calls it X? Twitter is Twitter. Anyway. SpaceXAI announces AI agents product Grok Bot. The product was jointly developed by SpaceXAI and Cursor. So I do think this is kind of an interesting product coming from SpaceXAI. Probably fine, probably a good enough product. Again, Cursor is an AI-powered IDE. So if you're going along trying to code projects, Python, React, whatever, JavaScript, you would use Cursor. It was purchased by SpaceXAI. Yeah, it still seems weird. For $60 billion, or they're still going through the whole process for $60 billion. And so basically they're using the Cursor products to build other things. And so actually this on the face of it actually seems like a decent thing. So the idea is essentially create an agent framework in order to do things for your business or corporation. One of the things I do find interesting though with a lot of these AI products and a lot of these AI companies is it does go back to branding. I do feel like most of these companies have done an absolutely rotten job with branding. And since they've done such a rotten job with branding, I do wonder what the uptake of their products are going to be. Right? I think about this with Meta. Right? So we have all dealt with Facebook and Instagram and all of that idiocy for at least 15 years now, right? And we know that Mark Zuckerberg is a complete and utter bastard that does not give a damn about your privacy and will screw both users and customers in the blink of an eye, right? I had a Facebook page for Everyman IT, the first iteration of all my videos and all that kind of stuff years ago. I had 30,000 likes, right? And I had paid Facebook for advertising in order to get those likes. So again, more or less, you're paying for subscribers, right? Get posts in front of people's eyes. If they like it, the like back then was kind of like a subscription for a page. And then from there, you were supposed to be able to get on their feed. Well, after Facebook had taken a lot of my money in order to get to the point that I had 30,000 likes, they then decided, well, now you need to pay us more money for your post to be shown on the feeds of the people that have already liked your page. And you're like, no, I literally paid to get in front of people's eyes to hopefully get, again, 30,000 of them to end up liking my page. And that was supposed to be the end of it. But that was the thing. Mark Zuckerberg wants more, right? He always wants more and more and more and more. And that's where we've seen the whole disaster with Meta and privacy and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I find interesting now and kind of weird now about Meta is they're trying to create these enterprise products, right? They tried to purchase that company Manu. Was it Manu out of China, again, for kind of agent workflow tasks, that type of thing. And they've been talking more and more about creating enterprise class artificial intelligence tools. And one of the things I've talked about many times is who the fuck would let Mark Zuckerberg anywhere near their enterprise, right? This is a motherfucker who is quite fine making billions of dollars every year, making young women suicidal. Right? He makes money off of young women offing themselves. Right? Do you want that near your enterprise? Right? And again, with the Rohingya, right? People don't talk about that anymore. There's Myanmar. There's a group of Muslims in Myanmar called the Rohingya. Like literally, Facebook was used to try to commit genocide against the Rohingya. And literally, an executive for Facebook said, well, sometimes you crack some eggs. Like, what the fuck? Like, that is how just syphilitic Meta is. That is just how fucking deranged Meta is. As I've said many times before, look, if you work for Meta, That's fine. Just make sure you don't have any fucking flags. Don't have any rainbow flags. Don't have any fucking pastel flags. Don't have any Palestinian flags. Fuck, don't even have an American flag, right? It would be more honest for you bastards to take those flags, wipe your ass with them, and flush them down the toilet, because then at least everybody would know where you really stand. The thought that a Meta employee thinks that they are a decent human being is beyond fucking ridiculous. But anyways, one of the things I've talked about before, right, is think about the brand of Meta, right? Facebook and Instagram and whatever. Would you want that anywhere near your enterprise? You gotta be out of your fucking mind if you want that shit near your enterprise, right? Because as soon as Mark Zuckerberg wants something else, he'll fuck you in a heartbeat, right? He is fine with genocide. Hey, look, sometimes genocide. Think about this. You have a corporate culture where they basically say sometimes genocide happens. Oh, you really want your internal systems to rely on those people. But one of the curious things, again, is like the whole branding. One of the things I talk about with Grok, right? I'm not actually anti-Grok. I don't use Grok for anything. The only thing I know about Grok, really, is I do have a throwaway Twitter account just to do some research or whatever else. I go onto Twitter, and basically the two things I will say, the two things I see for Grok, is this true? Which that's not too bad. That's pretty reasonable. And Grok, here's an 18-year-old girl. Here's a stick diagram. Put this 18-year-old girl in that stick diagram position. That's what I know Grok is for. That's what I know Grok is for. What is Grok for? Grok is there for asking whether or not social media posts are true, and basically creating, if not CSAM, something that looks pretty goddamn close to CSAM. And so that's one of the weird things, like with the whole brand. So it's like Grok Bot is coming back. Hey, look, from the people that brought you automated CSAM. You can have an AI agent platform to do sales calls. Oh wow! Oh wow! Can it do it in a voice of a 13-year-old girl? This is where I say, like, the whole branding thing of the AI world is just kind of bizarre here. But anyways, yeah. So SpaceX is coming out. SpaceX AI is coming out with Grok Bot. SpaceX AI announced it has had released an AI agents product called Grok Bot on Tuesday. The product was jointly developed by SpaceX AI and Cursor as a part of their larger partnership for AI development, according to people familiar with the project. The agents can sign into work accounts and perform simple tasks, from sending emails to organizing spreadsheets or performing engineering tasks. I do kind of think this is kind of an interesting idea. Like, one of the things we've seen with harnesses, right? These agent harnesses is just where the agents go way too fucking far. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? And this is one of the things I argue about, where don't stop focusing on the LLM, stop focusing on the model or AI, and start focusing on the actual product and solving problems. And so it is kind of interesting here. If SpaceX AI comes out with Grokbot that is focused on completing specific classes of tasks and should remain within some pretty tight guardrails for doing those particular tasks. Again, I actually think that makes a lot of sense. Again, things like scheduling, right? Somebody emails you and says, "Hey, can we do a Zoom call whenever?" You have an agent that looks at your calendar, looks at your other information, knows what's going on with you, and they can just auto respond to doing a Zoom call. Again, I think that kind of makes sense, but it's all kind of locked into this little area. Or somebody like emails you and says, "Hey, we were having a conversation the other day about X, Y, or Z. I forget what your thought was on something." You know, if the little AI bot understand, maybe it sees the emails or something like that and can do a little bit of a response for you. I think that makes a lot of sense. And so I do think this, again, I think this might actually be a valuable tool. Whether or not people buy it is the question. SpaceX AI said its engineers have used the tool to, quote, do jobs like negotiate with vendors in their voice, manage support for their online store, and keep their CRM constantly up to date. Again, all of that actually does make sense. The product has been released in beta. It was rolled rolled out internally to Cursor staff under the code name Sand in late June, the information reported previously. The product is part of Cursor's efforts to broaden its offerings beyond coding into general purpose AI alongside its partnership with SpaceX's AI division. So it'll be curious to see how they move forward. And I think for me, will be more interesting to see with this is what they do with the Cursor brand, right? So Cursor, I feel like Cursor has a pretty clean brand. Like you may have opinions about whether or not it should be worth $60 billion. Look, we all got opinions on that kind of stuff. But like, I don't like when I hear Cursor, I don't immediately associate it with SpaceX. When I hear Cursor, I don't even immediately associate it with Grok and CSAM or anything else, right? Oh, it is an AI IDE. An AI IDE came up with this little agent platform thing there. I feel like from just a lizard brain branding standpoint, I think that actually would be a lot easier sell than if you lump this into the XAI brand. So I will be kind of curious to see how this goes forward and how they start dealing with things like brand differentiation and that type of deal. It's that whole deal. Like it was interesting when I was in Seattle. So I lived in Seattle years ago, decades ago. I'm old enough to say decades ago. Anyways, I moved to Seattle decades ago for a little while, and while I was there, I always went to I think it was called Seattle's Best Coffee. I think it was called Seattle's Best. Anyways, there was a coffee. So Seattle has more coffee than you know what to do with. The way Asheville has beer, they have coffee. So, anyways, and in the neighborhood there was a Starbucks. So there's a Starbucks in the neighborhood, and there was a Seattle's Best Coffee in the neighborhood. And I would always go to that Seattle's Best Coffee. And one day I was talking to the employee of the Seattle's Best Coffee, and I was like, "Yeah, I just want you to know that I'm one of the reasons I'm coming to this particular coffee shop is I want to support a local business. Fuck Starbucks down the road." And then I had the employee look at me for a second. That look that crosses people's faces as they're like, I don't know if I should pop this poor bastard's bubble. And they just looked at me and was like, yeah, just so you know, we got bought by Starbucks like a year ago. I was like, what? Excuse me? It was like, yeah, I think it was Seattle's Best. It was like, yeah, we Starbucks bought us about a year ago, and they decided to not change the branding of all the Seattle's Best cafes because they do know there's pushback against Starbucks. So yeah, they literally will have Seattle's Best cafes competing with Starbucks cafes, and all the cash goes back to Starbucks headquarters. So you think you're being a good citizen supporting the local business, and you're literally going to Starbucks under a different name. And again, that's the real world for branding. It's a real world for how some of this stuff works. And so that's one of the kind of things I'll be interested in to see how they start branding these AI companies. Like that's one of the things I think about, like with Mark Zuckerberg and Meta. Like what I genuinely do not understand with Mark Zuckerberg is why they don't start splitting off companies. Like even if they spin them up within Meta, make sure the technology and the stack works how they think it will, get some buy-in, get users, get an idea of what's going on, and then spin that out of the company. Right? Because whenever I think about Meta, I think about young women in the United States having eating disorders and killing themselves. I think about the Rouhongi getting fucking slaughtered and having an executive laugh and say, "Well, you got to crack some eggs sometimes." I think about the rapist mentality of Mark Zuckerberg, and basically, if you don't want to give up levels of privacy, he will get the shit out of you one way or the other, right? When I look at Mark Zuckerberg, when I look at Meta, it makes me want to fucking vomit. Right? They are deplorable human beings. If you work for Meta, do not pretend you are a good human being. You are not, right? And so that's one of the things. But again, it's like with branding. If they spun it up, moved it the hell out, right? Again, a lot of times, who owns what and all that kind of stuff gets confused, right? That's one of the reasons you use branding to obfuscate what is actually going on. And I think there actually might be some value there. You think about this with Uber. So Uber was trying to be the everything company there for a while back in the 10 years ago, right? So Uber, so there was going to be Uber Air. So they're going to do like Uber Air taxis. There was going to be the autonomous driving program. So they actually had their own autonomous division, like autonomous engineers, autonomous cars, all that kind of stuff. They had like 10 of these businesses that were all under the Uber umbrella, and they were really under the Uber umbrella. And then the problem they ran into was just all of this was costing a lot of money, and they weren't really sure how it was all working out. And so it was curious. Again, 10 years ago, they started spinning it out. So Uber Air got spun out to its own company, the Uber Autonomous division. I think that got sold entirely to Autonomous. Anyways, there was another, right? And so they spun it out. And I actually thought that was a pretty good idea. Is like focus on what you do. And then again, if you want to invest, if you want to help support another company, but don't necessarily keep it in house. And so that's where I think about this again with these AI companies where, again, Elon Musk has a reputation. Elon Musk has a reputation at this point in time. And when you're creating your AI company, and again, a lot of that seeps into your idea of what this AI is going to be used for. This AI is going to be used for CSAM. SpaceX AI is literally suing, what is it, like Minnesota? Like Minnesota has an anti-CSAM law. Literally, SpaceXAI is suing Minnesota not to implement a fucking CSAM law. XAI is on the side of child molesters, from what I can tell when I read the news. I think it's Minnesota, right? Jesus Christ, right? Again, you talk about Mecha Hitler. You talk about all this shit that comes along with Elon Musk, and you want to support, even if Grok Bot's fucking amazing, do you want to be part of that fucking idiocy? For a lot of people, right? There's a big question there. So I do wonder that. I wonder with the whole branding initiatives and all that kind of stuff going forward. Anyways, I don't know. So what do you think about this? What do you think about Grok Bot coming out? The idea is to focus on specific tasks in the business world to solve them with like this AI agent platform. Do you think that makes sense on the whole? Again, think about if it's that product, SpaceX is selling it, or Cursor is selling it. Who would you be more likely to purchase from? Who would you feel more comfortable purchasing from? When you have to go to your executives, when you have to go into your board or your executives or whatever, and you got 10 people around that stupid ass little fucking table, and you have to sell your company on spending tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars on the service every year, what do you think is going to be easier to get the sign off on? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.